Good morning, everyone. So, last session we learned about how to create a React application with TypeScript as language. Now we are going to learn one project. In that we are going to implement all React features in TypeScript. And as I told you, you have to practice this. I will guide you in some concepts, others you have to design. What is our project is about? We are going to build one simple some video library project, and in that already I told you that we are going to use a MERN stack. What is MERN stack? So MERN stack is using database MongoDB. APIs we will create by using Express.js and Node, and the front end we design by using what? React. We are going to do that. So we are going to build one React application using this. So last session I explained what we learned. We discussed about setup database. Which database? MongoDB database. And I explained you how to install MongoDB, how to set up MongoDB on your PCs so that we can use that for our project, right? As I told you, in this class, we are not going to teach any database to you. Just I will show you a simple concept of maintaining data in a database, because that is backend. Creating APIs and designing database is the job of backend technologies. Your backend technologies have to teach you. We are going to just use them here. Actually, to avoid this, we used a JSON server in our previous example. But now we are going to use database. So last session, I explained about how to install and set up MongoDB. Today we will learn some commands in MongoDB. CRUD operations in MongoDB. So we need to learn about CRUD operations in MongoDB. CRUD operation related commands we will learn. Because actually without commands also we can create database and we can maintain data. But from any technology in the backend, if you want to communicate with the database, you need commands. That is important. That's the reason some important commands we have to learn. And I explained you that MongoDB terms. In MongoDB, data is present in database. Database contains collections. Collection is nothing but table. In other databases we call tables. Here we call as collection. In collection, every record is called as document. Document is a record. So fields are fields. So these are the basic terms you should know. One important term I told you that MongoDB is non-SQL database. So here we don't have any SQL queries. You will have simple commands. So what are the commands required? I will show you. Last session I showed you how to connect with the database. To connect with the database, you need a tool. What is it? MongoDB Compass. You have to use MongoDB Compass tool. So this is MongoDB Compass. Yeah, this is MongoDB Compass. If you install MongoDB on your PC, this MongoDB Compass is available. After installing MongoDB Compass, you have to create a connection. How to connect also I showed you in previous class. Now we have to create one project. So here we need to create a database, tables, and we need to work with that. Temporarily, I will show you how to create database and all. I will show one example. Okay. So first in the MongoDB, this is the MongoDB. And how to connect I explained last session. After that, what you have to do is you have to select the connection. You have to select the connection. Selecting connection means this one. You have to select the connection. When you select the connection, you will find Mongo shell, MongoDB shell. MongoDB shell is nothing but it is a command line tool from where you can operate your database by using commands. It is a command line tool. Mongo have a client tool that is Compass. Compass is what? GUI. In that Compass, you have a shell, and that shell is what? It is used for communicating with MongoDB. Shell is nothing but a command line tool. What you have to do? Open shell. As I already told you, I am not teaching you MongoDB. You will learn MongoDB if you are learning any backend technologies. This class in React, we don't teach any MongoDB. I am just giving an overview about MongoDB just to handle one simple application with React. It is not a part of React, it is a part of backend technologies, and everything else related to it you have to learn by yourself. It is your problem because we are not teaching any backend technologies here. We are just showing you integration. Okay. So you have to learn, and everything else related to that your backend technologies only will teach you related to MongoDB. So here we are just using for our project. Rest of things don't ask in this class. How it will happen in MongoDB, this, that, all those, that is not the concept. I will not take them. Okay. Because we don't teach MongoDB in React, we are just showing you how to use it as a backend database. Without database also, you can try. That's what we learned about JSON server. You can try that. We already finished that. So this will help you as a complete end-to-end application. So first what you do is open Mongo shell, MongoDB Compass. So login, connect with MongoDB server. You know, server IP address is this MongoDB :/. Seven. And after that, here you need to select connection. Then open MongoDB shell. So what is this shell? So it is a command line tool. You can simply say CLI tool for handling database. Open MongoDB shell. That is a command line tool for handling database. So here I will give you the basic commands. What are the basic commands required? I will give you. And we will use those commands to build the database. So what are the basic commands? So we will learn about the commands. So these you can call them as shell commands. Shell commands. What are the shell commands? In the shell commands, first important to create a new database or to start using existing database, we have to use the command use database name. Use database name. You have to use the command use for creating a new database or to start using existing database. Generally in your SQL databases, you will have create database command. Here we have to use just use database. That means use some demo DB. That is the database name. So what it is going to do, creates a new database. If doesn't exist. Creates a new database if doesn't exist. If it exists, it will start using the database. Right. What is the next one is? So next one is second point is after creating the database, we have to add data into the database. Generally in SQL databases, what we do in SQL databases, what we do is we create a table. Here I told you that we don't have tables. Here tables are called as what? Collection. So first command, open the Mongo shell. You can see here already there are some databases. Some databases are there. You want to create a database, use demo DB something. That is the database name we are giving. And when I hit enter, it is switched to demo DB. That means currently demo DB is active. But remember in MongoDB, a database is not shown in the list until or unless it has some data, some collections. So you will not see that here. In databases list, you will not see. Even if I refresh databases, you will not see demo DB. Because a database is not permanently stored until or unless you create data, add some data into it. So first you have to create database. I will give a simple note. Database will be displayed in a list only when it is having collections. Database will be displayed in list only when it is having collections. So first, use database. To create a database, we have to use the command use database. Right. Next, second important. After creating the database, in a database, data is in collection. That means table. Here tables are called collections. So to create a new collection for your understanding, I will use table. To create a new collection, we have to use the command db.create collection and the name and attributes. Name and attributes. When you learn MongoDB detailedly in database, you will learn what are attributes. As of now, I am not explaining them, just name is enough. For your examples, name is enough. Because when we teach MongoDB in database as backend tool, we teach more detailedly everything, means attributes, what attributes it have, how to use them. As of now, so you just create a collection. Collection means table, only name is enough. Attributes are optional. So db dot create collection. Suppose our collection name is products. That is the collection name. So this is completely JSON type. So capitalization matters when you are writing the commands, everything matters. So this is creating a new collection. So we created database. In this database, we want to store data about, this is sample I am showing you. We want to store data about categories and products. Then what we do? db dot create collection and the collection name. One is what? Categories, that is created. That is okay. It shows okay. Another one db dot create collection. Another one is what? Products. It will create the collection. You can see when I refresh databases now, it will show DemoDB now. DemoDB. And from command line to view the databases, and collections, we have two commands. Show DBS. This is to view databases. And show collection. That is to view collection. Tables. We have show collections. It will show the collections. Show DBS for databases. You want to see the list of databases? Show DBS. You want to see the list of collections that you have in a database? You have to use show collections. Right. So you can see this is show collections. It will show the collections. If I use show DBS, it will show the databases. These are all the databases I am having. We have a database called demo that we created, and currently we are in demo database. You can see the database name here. Or if you type DB, it will show the active database name. Current database name is what? DemoDB. And if you want to see collections, just collections, show collections, it will show the collection. So we created one database, we added collections. So how to add collection? By using create collection. Next, we need to learn how to add data into collection. Means how do we add records into table? In SQL, what we do, we have insert command, update command, delete command to manipulate data inside it. So here simple, what we have to do is add data into collection. means table. Add data into collection. So how do we add data into collection? So for that, we have two commands are there, insert one and insert many. Insert one and insert many. These are the commands. And it's very simple. Generally, here every data is managed like JSON. I already told you we call them BSON types, but you just use them as JSON. JSON is JavaScript object notation. So what is the point? Simple. DB dot collection name dot insert one. If you want to add only one record, and how do we add a record as an object? It will have a key and a value. That's how we add one record. How to add multiple records? DB dot collection name dot insert many. At a time you want multiple records, then it is an array of objects, key and what? Value. The key and value. So you need to define like this. This is one object. Actually, this is one object. This is another object I am just using. Like this, you can have multiple objects. This is an array. This is multiple. How do we add data into a table? Just like how you add data into a JSON file. One object. So, and multiple objects means array. So here simply for you is, so all JavaScript data types are used for MongoDB data, for MongoDB. So all JavaScript data types are used for MongoDB. Data types are used for MongoDB. Means what? Generally in your SQL you have separate data types, var, char, decimals and all. Here JavaScript data types. So number, string, boolean, null, undefined, right? Array, object, same. There is no change, including date also. Date is also defined as date type, right? All JavaScript date type, even regular expression. Regular expression is defined in slash. All your JavaScript data types are used for MongoDB data types. So just how you stored a JSON in a JSON server, in the same way in MongoDB also. One object or array of objects. For example, you see, suppose I want to store data in these categories. Then how do we do that? DB dot what? Categories dot insert one. Insert one. So what are the fields? One advantage here is, for every record, a unique ID is generated. Just like your server, JSON server, a unique ID is auto generated for every record. Here also a unique ID is generated. If you don't want, you can create an ID as a primary key. Any field you can configure as a primary key. Here you don't need any constraints. That means you don't have primary key constraint, foreign key constraints. You can designate any key. It is a schemaless database actually. You can use any key. So suppose category ID. Category ID is one. Some category name is some electronics. So you know the data types. This is what type? A number type. This is a string type. And hit enter. Now one record is added. That means you have one record inserted here. If you want to insert multiple records at a time, how you to insert multiple records at a time? DB dot collection name is products products dot insert many. Then you have to put like an array. In that array, you have an object. In that object, we have a ID as one. We have a name, some TV. We have price, some price. And we have suppose rating. Rating is again object. It have rate. So rate as 4.2. Count as suppose 500. Like this we can add. One more record I need to add. That means I need to define the same. I need to copy this. And this is one object. I need another object. So here I cannot paste that. Yeah. I will use another object. So ID is 2. Name is mobile. And yes, price is some price. And rating is an object. So we have a rate 4.1 and count is 300. Something like this we are using 230 something. Now hit enter. It is going to add both records. That means two IDs are inserted 0 and 1. Adding data into MongoDB database is simple. So we add one record or we add multiple records. Just example I will give here. So this is one record or multiple records we are adding. Yeah, so this is enough. This is the command. So this is the command for adding multiple records. We are using which one? Insert many. Insert one means only one. And if you see here, actually in graphical interface, you see DemoDB I select here. In DemoDB, it will show two. Directly in graphical, you can add a create collection. You can give a collection name. Suppose I want some collection. What is it? Users. And I click create collection. Users collection is added. After adding the collection, you want to add records into it. Just you have to click on this insert document. Insert document. Here you can add a document like this. That means every user have a user ID. So some name. Every user have a username. So username. Every user have a password. Some password. So like this, we can add data and insert. The data is inserted. Without learning commands through graphical interface also we can manage. But to communicate with any database in the backend, any server-side technology requires commands, right? That's the reason as a developer, you need to learn the commands to insert or update or delete. Without using any command, you can manage complete database. By graphical interface, simple plus buttons. You know, these days Oracle also have forms. Huh? These days, you know that Oracle is also having Oracle forms. You don't know? Oracle is having Oracle forms. Through Oracle forms, a graphical interface is given. You can insert data, update data, delete data with Oracle forms. You don't need commands. But usually to communicate with any database, you need the communication through commands from any technology actually. So that is the reason you need to learn the command. Actually, what is that here? I think you have Oracle forms. Yeah, these are Oracle forms. Oracle forms are there from several years, right? You people may not learn about them because teaching you Oracle itself, it is taking so much time. They don't teach you forms and others concepts to you. Just they will teach you only basic database and all. Oracle is a big ERP tool. Nah? It is a big ERP tool. It's not just database. Oracle is a ERP, is not database. In Oracle, database is one part. It's a big ERP. After all, you know only one part of Oracle, that is as database. But Oracle is a very big ERP. It has so many things. Oracle Forms is used for creating good interactions for you. This is actually Oracle Forms. This is Oracle Forms. This is Oracle Forms. The complete information will be there how to design and use them. Actually, we use these for such graphical interface so that usually you can manage your database without commands. Without commands you can do. You can select a query through drop downs. It will create a query for you. Right? So anyhow, this is the basic of how to insert document. So what is the first one? Create database. Second, create collection. Third, add data into collection. That's next important is so read data from collection. Read data from collection. How do we read data from collection? So to read data from collection, we have a command that is find is used for that. We also have a find one. So find and find one. So to read data from a collection, you have find. So it is just like your select query. It is just like select query. But how do we use that here syntactically? db dot collection name dot find, and here we have to write the query. We need to put the query. So we need to define the query. db collection name find query. And query is very big concept. So many query options are available. What we need for our project, simple query, I will give you here. What is that? First, suppose I want to get all the products. That means db.products.find. That's it. This is going to, it returns all records. Here records means what? We call them as what? Documents. It returns all documents. Suppose I want db.products. I want only the product whose ID is 3. Then what you do? Find ID colon 3. That's it. That's how we have to define. Generally, the same thing you do by using where, right? Where ID is equal to 3. Here just ID 3. That's it. Suppose you want to use queries greater than, less than, commands, operators. How to use operators actually? So we have find operators we are having like, so $GT. This is for greater than. So $GTE greater than or equal. $LT less than. $LTE less than or equal. So $EQ equal is not required directly. You can use $NE not equal. So $OR, this is an logical OR. $END, that is an logical AND. These are the operators we generally use for querying. So little bit different concept here is, suppose I want all products whose price is above 5,000. Then generally how do we write the query here is db dot products dot find. Here I want all the products whose price I want to filter based on price. Price requires a query. Then we have to again put a curly brace. What is the query? Dollar GTE. That means greater than or equal to how much? Colon value 5,000. That is how we define. That means what is the meaning? It will find all the products whose price is greater than 5,000, greater than or equal to 5,000. So it is going to find the products whose price greater than or equal to 5,000. Query is written again in a curly brace. That means just like an object. Every query is written like an object. It is defined like an object. Right. So suppose I want rating above 4. Then rating is an object. Rating have a rate above 4. Then how do we write db products dot find? If it is an object, you put in a single quote. What is it? Rating dot rate. And what is the condition for that? Condition for that is what? Condition is dollar GT greater than how much? 4. I want greater than 4. Then just we have to use greater than 4. Why rating dot rate in a quotation? Because field name is given in quotation if it is a object related field, an object inside object. Then we have to define like this. That is how we filter the data. For example, I want all electronics and their price must be above 5,000. All electronics and price above 5,000 means two conditions they have to satisfy. What is the condition? One category is what? Electronics. Another price is above 5,000. Two conditions, both should match. Then which one we have to use? Both should match means we have to use AND. And AND uses 2 or 3 or 4 any number of queries. Our queries should match. Then generally how do we write is here we write like this. How do we write? db dot products dot find, and in the query here first we use dollar $and. Dollar $and is logical and it takes multiple queries, means it is written like array. In that first query, second query, third query, like that. What is the first query? First query category name should be what? Electronics. That is the first condition. What is second condition? Second condition is what? Price. Again, price is a condition. What is the price condition? Dollar GTE greater than or equal to how much? 5,000. That's how we write the query. That means what it will do? It will find the category electronics and price greater than 5,000. Both should match. Because AND is an array. Array means it have two queries. This is query 1. This is query 1 and this is query 2. Two queries it have to use. It can have multiple queries, 2 or 3. What is the concept of AND? If all are matching, then it will be true. If any one is matching, then it will be false. If any one matching means you have to use what? OR. instead of and. This is how MongoDB uses queries. I'm just giving a glance of this, right? Because generally in detail, MongoDB, when you learn, you learn detailed queries. But for our project, these are also not required. Just basic find query is enough. Simple query is enough. But so what is the job of React developer is not building database, right? Or not even building API. React developer's job is consuming the APIs and creating a UI. Who will create APIs and databases? Backend. Backend developers have to create database. That's what full stack developers these days have to do, right? So that is the job of a full stack developer who knows the backend technologies. He will create APIs and databases. You have to consume them and you have to interact with them, right? So now this is ready. Means just queries I showed you. Let me show you the query here. Let's open the console, Mongo shell. I want to display all the products. Okay, how to display all the products? DB dot, what is it? Products dot what? Find. And a simple empty query. It will get all of them. It will get all. I want to find only the second one. Then what we have to do? DB dot, so here, yeah. So DB dot products dot what? Find. What is the query? ID. ID is matching with 1 or 2. It will get only the second one. I think uppercase ID, right? ID is 2. It will get only the second one. That means it gets only the second one and it will display. So I want, so the price, what are those they are having? Price above 20,000. Same logic we need to do. How to define price above 20,000? That means we have to use db dot products dot what? Find. Find query. What is the field name? Price. Colon. Again query. What is it? Dollar GTE. Greater than or equal to how much? 20,000. I am writing the price greater than or equal to 20,000 like this. And it is going to get that and display. That means price greater than or equal to 20,000 is this one. It is going to show that and display. That is how generally we write the queries. We write the query. Whatever queries I given you, the same thing we follow, right? Or and everything we need to define in this way. These are the operators we have to use in MongoDB for filtering, sorting, searching. So many options will be there. As of now, these are enough. Okay. So what you learned, how to create database, how to add data into database, how to read the data from database. To read the data, you have find and you have find one. When to use find one? When you know that result is only one record. When you know that result is one, then you have to use find one. You are not sure it may be one or many. Then what you have to do, better use find, simple find, right? So we have reading data, inserting data. Next, another important command. How do we update? As I told you, we are just learning about what is needed for CRUD operation, basic CRUD operation. So update record means here record is document, update document. How do we update document? Two commands are there, update one and we have update many. Update one and update many. You have update one and update many. So what you have to do, db dot collection name dot update one. Actually, it have two queries, the find query and the update query. You have to define two query. First find the record, then update the record. And how do we update operators we have? What are the update operators? We have $set, $unset, $rename. Like this, we have to use these commands. Set is nothing but updates data into specified field. Unset is removes a field, changes field name. These are the options. Right. So that is operators we have to use. Just set operator is enough for us to set new values. For example, I want to change the price of this product. Number one product price I want to change to 25,000. Then how do we do that? You can change one or many details. So how do we change? So how do we change? Example, db dot products dot what? Update one. And what is the find query? ID is 1. That means we are finding the ID 1. And after that, what to be updated in that? We have to use $set. What to set? Just we need to define the keys and values. I want to set price. How much? 25,000. That's it. I want to change its name. Then what we have to do? Set name, some Samsung TV, something like this. You can modify anything. You can modify one or you can modify many. That's how we have to do. We have to use set. It is nothing but it will find the first record, the record which is matching with the ID 1, and it changes its price and name. So you can change all details, you can change any specific detail. That is to update. When to use update many? If your query is returning more than 1. If the find query is returning more than 1, then you can use update many. Only one record you are updating, then you have to just use update 1. So this is update command, just simple. Suppose I want to modify the data. So db.products.find, find queries ID is 1. You can see its price is 23 and name is TV. We want to modify that. db.products. What we have to use? Update 1. Update 1. Okay. What is the find ID 1? What is update query? $set. What to set? Price. Price to 25,000. And what to set? Name. Name to set Samsung TV. This is what we have to define. What does it means? It is nothing but it is finding the ID 1 and it is setting the new details into that. These are the new details. And when I hit enter, you can see it is going to update. Matched one and a modified one. Let's find that. We have to find that record. Then you see the details are modified. Name is changed, price is changed. You can modify the details. Just what we have to do, we have to use update 1. Find and you have to update the detail. How do you update? By using what? $set. You have to update. Okay. Next, one more option is there. What is another option is? Another option is delete document. How do we delete document? We have same. Delete one and delete many. Delete one and delete many. db dot products dot delete one, and just here you have to use your find query. How you write your find query? The same. You have to just use the find query for delete one or delete many find query. Suppose I want to delete all products whose category is electronics. Then what we do? db dot products dot what? Delete many. What is the condition? Category. Category is what? Electronics. It will delete all the products which are electronics. Suppose I want to delete the product whose ID is 3. Then db dot what? Products dot what? Delete one. Delete one, ID is 3. That's how we delete. Here also same find query. Suppose I want to delete all the products which are electronics and which rating is less than 3. Then what we have to do? We have to use the AND operator. By using AND operator, you have to write two queries. One is category is electronics, another one price less than or equal to some 3, or sorry, rating less than or equal to 3, like that. So that is how you delete a document. So these are the commands enough to handle your application, right? You design one database, then all these commands are required to write in our APIs. We need to write this, okay? So suppose I want to delete any record, just what we have to do? db dot products dot delete one. Delete one. Which one? Whose ID is 2. Then the second record is deleted. Acknowledge it to true. And now db dot products dot find. You will see there is only one record. The second one is deleted. Right. So that is the command. So these commands are enough for you to handle the database. So what you have to do? You have to learn how to create a database, maintain a database in MongoDB, right? So according to our project, we will create one database and we will maintain some data into that and we will use it, right? So, but directly we don't work with database. What we do, we need a backend technology. Server side, we have to create an API. Through that API, we have to communicate with the database. Now we will see how to communicate with the database using API. And if you are anybody facing problem in installing MongoDB, connecting MongoDB, any problems are there, I will give an online mentor link. You can connect with online mentor link. If you are offline people, you go to lab. In the lab, mentors will be there. They will help you in installing and setting up. If you are online practicing, I will give you an online link. You can connect to that online link and you can show the issue that you are facing. They will solve it for you. Okay, right? If you are having any problem related to installations, installing MongoDB, there is problem in that. I will give one online mentors link to you. You connect to that and they will solve the problem for you. Yeah. So this is the Zoom meeting ID. It is Zoom app. It is not WebEx. Zoom meeting ID. You need to connect the meeting 91. Yeah, this is the Zoom meeting ID. And we have a passcode for this. The passcode is 112233. So any timing will be from 9:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. During this time, anytime you can connect to that Zoom meeting, and if you have any doubts, you can ask them. They will clarify your doubts. If still it is not solved, then in the class you can ask. Installations and all, they will take care if you are unable to do that, right? So any hardware issues are there, installation problems are there in your PC, unable to connect or something else. If you don't know how to install, these people will help you, you connect them. Any doubt also related to any concept that you are facing issues, you can connect to them and you can ask them. They will answer you, okay? And because many people will be connecting to them, so make sure that you wait, because you cannot complain on them that they are not immediately answering, they are not giving first priority to me. That's all nonsense. You have to wait until they get back to you, because they are dealing with so many people. This is just a help to you, right? And you can't complain on help. So don't do such foolish things, right? So they are helping you, and they most possible whatever help they can do, they will do. If unable to do, then you can contact me if there are any issues, because installation hardware problems, those all that depends on your PC, right? Which version is not supported for you. Your PC may have some antivirus which will not allow to install. So many issues will be there. Hardware people, mentors will be there. These mentors will solve the issue for you, okay? Related to any concept, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, or React, any issue is there in your practicing, you can contact these people online, right? Offline anyhow, you can come here. So with the problem, if you have any issues, so that I can check, okay? Right. Now this is I posted this to all, right? Right. Now next important, after understanding how do we work with the database, so you are clear. Creating database, creating collections, adding data, updating data, deleting data, reading data. These commands you need to be perfect. Okay. Now, after doing this, now what we are going to learn is, so we are going to learn how to create server side application. We need to learn how to build a server side application, how to create a server side application. Java, .NET, PHP, Python, all these technologies, they have their own way of designing an app server side. Their technologies will teach them. Server side applications, web services, web APIs. Every technology have a different approach, they will teach. What we are going to learn here is how to design one server side application using Node and Express.js. Node and Express.js. By using Node and Express.js, we are going to build a server-side application. So actually, Node is a JavaScript runtime used to build web applications, scripts, command line tools, etc. Node.js is a JavaScript runtime used to build web applications, used to build the scripts for server side and command line tools. All these Node.js can do. And Express.js is a middleware framework for Node.js. So middleware enables communication between client server database. It enables the communication between client server and database. So you can create API using Node and Express. You can create API using Node and Express. Right. So again, as I told you, Node, Express.js, these are server side tools, same like your technologies of Java, .NET, PHP, Python and all. What we will learn here is just to build one API. How do we build a API? What this API will do? Handle request from the client, connect with the database, get the data from the database and send it to the client, right? And it should able to handle all CRUD operations, reading, inserting, updating, deleting. When you install JSON server created some API routes like get, post, put, and delete. Similarly, here also we have to design. Let's see how we can create, how we can manage, how we can create the routes. First, I will show you how to create a API. So what you have to do is to create an API. First point, create a new folder on your PC. So anywhere you can create some server app. You create a new folder on your PC server app. After that, what you do is just set up package JSON. You know, package JSON means npm init y. You know, this command will generate a package JSON. Initializing your project. It is a server side application. Now here, what you need to do is in this, I will show you one example there. So let's go to the drive, some D drive. So let's create one project. I think I already have this. Okay, I will ignore this another drive. Oh, on every drive I am having a. Okay, let's keep it D drive. Okay. Okay. On my computer D drive, I am creating a folder server app. Okay. This is server app. Let's open the folder in Visual Studio Code. We are opening the folder in Visual Studio Code, that is open folder. In D drive, we have a server app. Okay, that is the server app we are creating. That is the server app we are having. Next, what to do in this? Open the terminal and run the command npm init y. This will set up a package JSON for you. We have a package JSON here. You can see there is a package JSON. Now you need to download and install some libraries to create API. What you have to do, install the following libraries. npm install, one is express.js. Express is simple. npm install, another one is course. These two are enough. Express and course. Course is cross origin resource sharing. It is used to handle the API requests like get, post, put, and delete. That means which one to allow, which one not to allow, we can control by using course. Right. So we have to install Express.js and course. These two are required. So what we need to do? We need to set up two more libraries, npm install course and express. These two libraries are required. Now it is ready. Now those library files are kept in which folder? They are kept in node modules. They are present in node modules. Okay. Now next step, what we need to do? We need to add a new file, some server.js. You can add a new file, server.js, index.js, anything. We can add a new file, server.js. So let's go here, server.js, that is the file. Now here we have to create a simple server-side app. That server-side app should able to, first I will show a simple app. Later we will communicate with database. This app should handle the request and send a response. That means actually we want to create a API for handling different types of requests, like what? Get, post, put, delete, all those types of requests we want to manage. So what you do to handle the requests and design a server-side app, you have to import libraries. So generally in Node.js, Node.js is using a common JS library, common JS module system. Already you know in JavaScript module systems, right? When it is using common JS, we have to import libraries by using require method. By using a require method, we have to import libraries. JavaScript module systems you learn now. ES module, common JS, what else? UMD, AMD. In the beginning also I told you about different module systems. Generally JavaScript teaches you different module systems, how to handle them. So what is point now? First, create a constant. Constant is express. What is it require? Which module? Express. You have to import Express module. This is initially enough. After importing Express module, you can create an app using that Express. That means by using Express library, you can create one server-side app. This app can manage requests from you. App.get. Here server-side routes, same like client-side routes. Client-side you used routes, similarly server-side routes. What are the API routes? Suppose if it is slash. Slash means if user is not requesting any specific. Then we have a callback. This callback will have two objects, request and response. Now it is a callback function. So this function will return two objects. Request objects gets the data from client. Response object sends data to client. Two objects are present for every request. Request will get the data from client. Response will send data to client. That means what it has to send, suppose response dot send. Response dot send initially welcome to API. That is the message it should send. After that response dot end, it will end the response. Okay, this is the first request. What is the second request? App.get. If it is slash, suppose products. What it has to do, again we have a request and a response. Now on that, it should response dot send. It should send some JSON data. That means some array of object. So some name, some another object. This is mobile. Like this, it should send some data. After that, response dot end. Like this, you can create all the requests, get, post, put, delete, different types of requests. As of now, just to test, to show you, we created one server app. This server app is handling two requests. This is one and this is another. And the server should start app.listen. Listen will start the app on a particular port number. Listen on port number. Port number is what? Some 5050 is port number. That means your application starts on that number. Now here we have to just put a console log. What is it? Console log. Here we need to put, so server started. Okay, what is its number? HTTP colon. It is 127.0.0.1 colon. What is the port number? 5050. That is a server side app ready. Now run this server.js code. You know how to run it. Open in terminal. Just like how you executed TypeScript, JavaScript files. How to run node. What is it? Server.js. How to run a JavaScript file in command line already you saw. In TypeScript we saw that. Now it starts the server. That means now server started and it is using. Now what we do? Open the browser and request http://127.0.0.1:5050. Just enter, it will get that. And what is the next one? Slash. What is it? Products. Products. Products is going to get the products. That means it is going to print the data coming from that particular. Now what we have to do, just we need to write the logic here. Here we have to write a logic to connect with database, get the data from database and send the database. As of now, we are sending some standard data. It will connect with the database, get the data from database. Which database? MongoDB. By using the MongoDB, it will get the database and it will send the database. And here we have to learn all the commands. What are those? Post, put, delete, all the operations we need to design. So first you try up to this. First you try up to this. This is server.js and we have to run that. So run, so node server.what.js, and you have to request the data. Actually, to test APIs, we have separate API debugging tools. What are API debugging tools? Postman, Swagger, Fiddler are there. You can even use, what you can do is in Visual Studio Code, you go to extensions. In Visual Studio Code extensions, you search for REST client. REST client you search. There is a REST client. You have to install this REST client. You can install this REST client. In Visual Studio Code, there is an extension called REST client. You can install this REST client. If you install REST client, what will happen is, in your project, what you can do, you can create a new file, requests.rest. You can create a file, requests.rest. Any file name you can give, it should have extension rest. Request.rest. Here, what you do, mention the request. What is it? Get. And what is the get request? http://127.001:5050. Make sure that the server started. How do we start the server? Node server.js. Server is started. Now in this REST file, you save that and send request. When you send request, it will show the response and it will show. What is the response? Welcome to API. That means HTTP request is okay. Express is sending a request and the response it will show you. It is going to show the response to you. Suppose another request we need to make. What is it? Get http://127.001:5050. What is it? Products. And save it and click on the send request. That means it will send the request. So it is going to send the request. I will remove this one here. And send request, save and send request. It will send the request and get that. You can test here also. Directly what data is there, it is coming. You can see the request, connection, close, everything. Or you can use separate tools like Postman, Fiddler, Swagger, like tools are there, you can use. Here you can test them. You have to create one file. What is it? Request.what.rest. In that you can just put the method and click on send request. It is going to send and it is going to execute. That's a simple thing you can try. But now what we are going to learn, how to create a complete API for our project. So that we'll see in next session. Tomorrow what we will do, first we will create a complete database for our project and we will create a complete API for that project. That means reading data from database, inserting data, updating data, deleting data. If we can create that API perfectly, then we can design the UI in React. That we'll see in tomorrow's session. Tomorrow we will create a complete API to handle CRUD operations. Okay, right.